of truth.
Mama, we free say, we say baby same time this year.
Hi, welcome to the relationship chat room with youngsters.
Hello, you are welcome to the PV show's Moments of Truth right here on YouTube. This and every Sunday. Yes, so on this week's episode of the PV show, we are bringing you away the relationship chat room, where we are going to discuss issues that relate to relationships. I'm sure a lot of us have issues to ask. We have some challenges in our relationship and we need answers to our questions. So on this week's episode, we are bringing you these 4 youngsters to help us answer questions about relationships. So stay tuned and enjoy this program.
You're welcome to the PV show relationship chat room with youngsters. We believe that relationship that is built on a solid foundation can stand against any storm. So once again, you are welcome to the PV show relationship chat room. Remember to subscribe to the PV show. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, you are welcome to the PV show's Moments of Truth right here on YouTube this and every Sunday. Yes, as we said earlier, we are going to have a discussion with youngsters and we are going to talk about relationship. And this is the relationship chat room with youngsters. You are all welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so I'll start with Lawrence, right? Give us an introduction about yourself.
Okay, I am Laureen Gainford and a student of Holy Child College of Education, currently in level 400.
Okay, so go to you.
I'm Pastor Joseph Akwa, an associate minister to Reverend Prophet Franklin Amedi, the founder of Encounter with Divinity International Church.
Okay, I'm Ellen Johnson, a young lady of 24 years. I work with TF Financial Services.
Okay.
My name is Reverend Aneji Buachi. I'm a Reverend Minister and a missionary.
All right, so today we are having a discussion about relationship, okay? But then I want us to all be open-minded. We are going to talk about issues that we think is really affecting relationships, things that people do not really want to talk about. So we have some few questions and we got some of them from our audience. But first of all, what are some of the realities in relationship that people hardly talk about when they're in relationship? There are things that people are really facing or going through, but people don't want to bring it out to even discuss them. So I'll start with Minister Joseph, right? Yeah, Minister Joseph.
Okay, from what I have observed for quite some time, ever since I came into this ministry, is when two people meet privately, they don't let their pastor, their mom, their father, whoever they are, under their provision to know. And this is what is causing a lot of problems. Because I think that when both parties make known their intentions why they have come together, to their pastor or their parents or whoever they have come under their supervision, I think that it brings clarity.
Okay.
Yeah, it brings direction.
Okay.
And it gives confidence.
Okay.
And it makes both parties expose themselves to each other
Okay.
in a way that will be a blessing to both parties. Late, we are not seeing it. And this is one of the reasons why relationship is not working.
Okay. Okay.
So that's what I've observed.
All right. Ellen, your pastor or your parents about a relationship, you're of age.
Oh, yes, thank you very much. I think yes, you need to expose or let them know what is going on because from my experience, I spoke to one or two who has been in a relationship before, and then fortunately for the other guy, he spoke to the parents about the relationship, and the parents gave him a guideline as to how they want the type of person they want, the tribe they want, and a whole lot. So when the gentleman had with that information, he compared it with whatever he has chosen, and realized that they are on track. But with the other party, yes, he felt reluctant to, get both parents to know about the situation. They grew love for each other, they felt for each other. And then later on, when they introduced or spoke to the parents about it, you realize that they didn't like the decision they've already taken, which they have already dwelled inside the whole situation, and it was a problem for them to, come out of such situation. So I think that when you're entering into a relationship, when we get a partner you want to move out with, kindly speak to your parents about it. Let them know that intention. If there's any guideline they would have to give you, they can just give you for you to know how to go about it.
Okay. Lauren, what do you think about it? Is it okay to, or let me put it this way, what are some of the realities in relationship that people don't really want to talk about?
Okay, thank you very much. For me, I think mostly we fail to talk about what our parents want
Okay.
because we are scared that maybe the person wouldn't like the specifics our parents have given us.
Okay.
So mostly we are scared that, okay, should I tell my parents? What are they going to say? Will they like the person?
Okay.
Are they going to prefer the person? So sometimes we fail to voice it out to our parents because we are scared they will come out with specifics which will prevent us going forward.
Okay. Minister Stephen. Okay, let me put it this way. Is it necessary to discuss your personal issue when about relationship with your parents? Because listening to what the three of them said, or let me say what Ellen said with what Lauren said, it's like you need to seek your parents' approval, and also there need to be some specifics from your parents. Don't you think you are going to settle with the people and not your parents?
Uh, First of all, I think that when it comes to the concept of relationships, everybody must know what relationships are and what it entails. You must first of all have a personal philosophy of what a relationship is, where it's heading to. So you don't just decide to enter a relationship in vague. Now, in respect to whether a person is going to tell the parent or not, mostly largely depends on the relationship that has been built between that young person and the parents. If the person grows up in a home where the mother, the father, if not the closest friend or the best friend, or so to say, they have some sort of closeness that allows that child to tell certain things to the mother or to the father. Because I know of a lady whose best friend is the father, and she tells almost everything to the father. So it is an upbringing, or it is a culture we pick. Either we pick it from home or we pick it from society. This is what will determine whether a young person who is intending to venture into a relationship is going to speak to his parents about it or not.
Okay, thank you very much. If you are listening to us, we are still having a discussion about relationships, some realities we hardly talk about when it comes to relationships. So I'll go to Minister Joe. Let's say you are in a relationship and it's like there is a lot of lies coming from your partner. How are you going to deal with it when you happen to get an information that you are supposed to hear from her, but you happen to hear it from another person? When you get to that stage in a relationship where lies is becoming the norm of the day in that relationship, how are you going to handle it? Are you going to just call the person and be like, see, I heard this about you, is it true? The person says, okay, it's true, then let's break up because I'm not comfortable with it. Or you will still find a way to work things out with the person.
Okay. What's personally I would do is that, you know, it took me love for me to fish out the one I want. And here's the situation my beloved is battling with. And as a man, I'm in to make sure that I have nurtured the lady to what I want.
Okay.
So I will do my best to give her the necessary advice when it's come to information. So personally, that's what I would do.
You won't, okay, let me put it this way. You are in a relationship with her. She lives with her parents. She lied to you, she's living on her own.
Okay.
And then she's not working. She lied to you, she's working. You happen to hear it. Okay, you are not the only boyfriend she has. You get to know that she has another boyfriend. How are you going to handle this?
Well, I would be shocked.
Okay.
In the first place, I'm a human being,
Okay.
so I'll be shocked by hearing that information for not opening up about what she is in. So what I can do is that I just have to withdraw back in the moment and reflect on whatever I can do to help. Maybe, in this life, nothing just happens. Whatever happens, it means that there is a cause. So for a lady to, do such a thing to me, I just have to know that there is something that has really happened before. That is why she's doing that. Maybe the guy she met, one way or the other, was not truthful to her. So she might adopted that behavior from a past experience in a relationship with other guys.
Okay.
So I won't, jump into conclusion. I will do my best to do investigation why she's doing that to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Minister Steve. You happen to impregnate a lady, okay, but you are in relationship with, let me say, Lauren, and you love her, but you've impregnated somebody, maybe unknowingly, mistakenly. You didn't plan to go and mess up, but it happened. Are you going to tell her about it, or you keep quiet?
I think the basis of every relationship, I don't think the first basis of every relationship is love.
Okay.
The first basis of every relationship is purpose.
Okay.
If we want to talk about love may be like number 3. Because first of all, you need to look at purpose, compatibility. Because I can be a friend to you, and yet there are certain things you do, I'm not involved in them.
Okay.
But we are there. That's why we have something we call acquaintances. But here's the case, this person is not an acquaintance. This is a person I'm in a relationship with. Nobody gets into a relationship just to build a company. You're in a relationship to marry. Number 2, nobody gets pregnant by mistake. Nobody becomes a victim of pregnancy by mistake. Unless maybe the person was raped. And that is also another situation on its own. But here's the case, I'm in a relationship with someone and I've impregnated another person. And I believe that the one I have not impregnated is the one I love. I am seeing purpose with someone and I have gone to make a mistake with another. Now, as a believer who also grew from a society, the very first thing to do is to talk to an adult counselor.
Okay.
Most preferably, if your pastor is someone that is very mature, because we have some young pastors who might not be so mature to handle that situation. There are other elderly people who might not have encountered that situation before, but they have wisdom through life. So you might have to talk to such people like that. Or if you have someone he might even be a compatriot who is wise enough, mature in reasoning, you can communicate with the person about what has happened. Because in that state, any decision you stand to make would just be an utter mistake. Either to go for the child or to leave the lady with the pregnancy and then go and marry someone else. It's just bringing a curse on yourself without thinking it will affect you. It has a repercussion tomorrow. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Let's say you are in relationship with him, and he happens to impregnate Ellen, and then you happen to hear from somewhere else. Then you consulted him. He said, "Yes, I actually impregnated somebody." What will you do? Will you end up, break up with him? Do you have intentions of going to settle down with him, having another baby somewhere, or you just let the relationship go? Is it okay to do that?
Okay, thank you very much. I love the point where he said every relationship is built on purpose. So the purpose will depict if I am going to let go or I am going to stay. Okay, thank you. So, in such a situation, I believe in talking things out. So, first of all, after consulting him, I realized that, oh, it is true, he did it. Now, we come back to why we came together. It was for a purpose, the purpose of marriage. If I were to be in the lady's shoe, what would I have done? Will I allow the lady raise the child alone? I understand single parenting is not right. I'm a victim and it didn't work well for me. So I wouldn't allow the lady raise the child alone, or will I say that, okay, let's go ahead and get married and we will adopt the child. And then it's all about seeking counseling from more experienced people. Then you will know the decision to make.
Wow. Thank you very much. Ellen, what will you do in this situation? Be very honest too. Because at Chua, the way you will talk right here, it will be different.
In fact, I'm going to be upset at the very first place because if you love somebody and the person does something which is not right, you get hurt. If you don't get hurt, that means you don't like the person. Yes, as they've all said, the purpose of the relationship is much more important. Probably you have even fought to get that relationship through prayers, through and then by God's grace you've gotten that. And you know what the Lord likes or what the Lord's eyes are on, the enemy also likes that. So in as much as the Lord loves you being together or people are happy for you, and it could be a trap. Yes, that was set so that you can fall in that trap. So you have to, remember that first love myself. If I truly love the person, I don't think I will leave the man for the other lady. Not at all. Me and Peneso cry. Yes, it's a mistake. Yes, I would talk things out as our sister said, and then if possibly we can take care of the child. If not necessary giving the child to us, we can just, whatever you need to help the child grow, we can just forward it to you, give it to you to help the child get to wherever.
Okay, let me ask you again. Let's say it's vice versa. You are the one carrying his baby, and she is the one in relationship with him, and you never knew he was having another woman, and you are carrying his baby. Would you just allow both of them to get married and raise a child alone? And is it okay for you to say you continue being in relationship with him and let the other lady carry the baby, be a single parent?
I would say that the lady, first of all, what actually transpired before you could have such thing to do with a man? Did you really investigate about the man? Do you also know what you want? Do you have boundaries for yourself? I'm sure that if you ask yourself these questions or you've placed this stuff in place in your life as a young lady, you would not necessarily give room to, things like this. Before you enter into a relationship, I'm pretty sure that you should, inquire more about the person's background. Few friends. If the person is feeling reluctant to let you know his friends, be careful. Yes, it might be very dangerous. So you just have to know more, get to know the gentleman, and then know who you are and know what you settle for. Yes.
All right, I'll come back. Okay.
In a situation where you have planned to get married to somebody, and then let's say I am the gentleman, I plan to get married to someone, and then another person.
You are going to get married.
Yes, so we actually in the process of getting to our date already.
Yeah. Sure.
We are paying for this, we are buying this, everything is already in shape. Then suddenly you hear another lady come to say, I'm pregnant for her. You understand? Now, there are a lot of situations like this. I saw a video where the woman who had children for the man who is getting married came to the church to stop the wedding. You get it? So in this situation, wisdom must speak to this guy. You see, first of all, you have messed up. You have done what is wrong, and you must acknowledge your fault. It is wisdom and maturity that would allow this guy with humility to acknowledge that number one, he's wrong, and number two, involve the necessary factors he must involve, especially his pastor. Or, yes, especially your pastor. You can't just involve your confidant. Your confidant does not have prime role in the marriage process. The customary right between you and the one you have arranged the marriage with.
So you agree to go and marry, like you're trying to say after counseling.
Let's say you have like 4 weeks to your wedding, and then someone comes up to tell your beloved you're about to get married to that I'm pregnant for this guy. Even that lady didn't know that this is the one you're getting married to, and by mistake you don't even know that they are even friends or something, and they're like, I'm pregnant for this person. You discover it is your Mr. Right you're about to marry. Someone is pregnant for maybe like 2 months, and you people have just 4 weeks to get married. As for this one, it requires number one, humility for you to apologize to whoever you are about to get married to. Both of you must come to the terms to fix things. The lady you're about to get married to may decide to leave because number one, she's a human. She will be emotionally and psychologically affected. So the safest thing for you to do is to call off the wedding.
Okay.
Call off the wedding. That's the best, because in that situation, if you take any rushing decision, it's going to affect number one, her integrity, affect your integrity afterwards, even if you change. Even if you change, it will have a tag on you. So call off the wedding, talk to the parties involved, talk to your people, talk to someone you respect, you know your family can also respect. Her family can respect. Then your family will go and see her people. Explain why the marriage cannot happen. Don't just leave them in hanging because they had no fault to go and get someone else pregnant. Then your people will have to sit down with whoever you have impregnated. And her people, her father, her mother, whoever is involved. If you are not ready to marry that person, then you must do what is needful. You must take care of that child, if that child is born.
Ellen, would you agree? What would you do?
Myself, I will not agree.
Okay.
I will not agree to the fact that the lady has been impregnated by my Mr. Right. As Reverend said, call off the wedding.
Okay.
Exercise some patience. Get to resolve issues as fast as possible. Let your woman understand. Myself, when it happens like this, I think that I have no option than to let the man go. I have to let the man go.
What happened?
No, you can choose not to let the person go.
Okay.
But for this circumstance, you see, you have to deal with wisdom. You are dealing with your life from now onwards. If you make any mistake, you carry on an unspoken case. It's possible. Sure. The lady you have impregnated may not say anything. The one you're about to get married to may also not say anything. But the thing is that you are guilty. You have a conscience. The fact that you are not admitting that you are even wrong alone itself is a damn deal for you.
Yes.
It's a damn deal for you. You put two ladies' heads together and one is even pregnant and you are not saying anything. She's also not talking and she's going through the pain and everything. Another one too was about to get married. She's invited. Do you know how many people she has invited, spoken to? Do you know the dignity she has strived to reach? Do you know what she went through to keep the image she has now? To invite the kind of people she went to invite. Maybe you're here in the school. Someone who was honorable, who respected her. Then you bring this thing. You must respect her sanity. Apologize to her. Call off the wedding. Respect yourself. You can be friends afterwards, but I won't support it that the two of you should even go on and marry.
Okay. Let me really. Okay, let me come to you. What if let me say later you called off the marriage? Later you got to know that the lady in question that came, that guy, no,
Asha Denyen saying, you get to know that it was even a lie. That she just actually wanted the man. What would you do?
So, thank you very much. In this situation, you don't just run into conclusion and call off the wedding. I believe in finding out the deep, like going to the depth to find out, is it true that she is pregnant for my man? And what is the man saying? Okay, we had an intimacy. Okay, I admit. Okay, so why don't you go for medical checkup, find out and then confirm that yes, it is mine. At that verge, the woman shouldn't hesitate in calling off the. No, the woman should even prefer that. Oh, I want out, because you can't carry on with something like this. I am a witness to a marriage. A week before the marriage, the man like
Impregnated someone.
not impregnated, but he cheated on the woman, and then the woman found out right at the time that everything was so climax that they are about to get married. The woman went on to marry the man, but in the long run, the marriage never
Collapsed.
Yes, it didn't work.
It's all right.
You see,
Because something that is built on deceit will forever be. So the foundations is very necessary. If you realize that the man has been able to take such a step whilst you are dating, then it will reflect in the future.
it can reflect, all right. The deceit might have been done, the harm might have been done, but you see, we can collapse all this deceit, all these issues, when you have a period of open time, open season. Both of you sit down. Where did the deceit come in? How did it come in? Why did it come in? You said the moment of truth. If both of you can be honest with yourself, nobody stays in a relationship and just gets up to deceive someone. Number one, there may be people who have grown because of the kind of alliance, the friends, and all those things they have. They've picked up certain attitudes. Such a person, I won't advise you to go and marry the person with the view that you're going to change the person. Nobody must be in a relationship to go and change the person. You are not Dr. Jesus to go and change people, especially after you have entered a relationship. How much did your mother do to change your color when you were born? How much did she do to change your blood type after you were born? So you can't say you are going to change someone after you've entered a bad relationship. You know that this guy is a problem. If you can trust the Lord for the process for him to change, if you're going to wait 10 years for him to change, it is your own cup of tea. You are the one sitting by it. You are the one who has the anticipation. Don't worry, one day you'll be there when he will post his invitation card on Facebook. Okay, you'll be a witness to that wedding.
Thank you so much for joining us on this week's episode of the PV Show's Moments of Truth. I'm sure you picked great lessons from this particular interview.
Join us same time next week on this same channel for another amazing episode.
Bye.